I think a lot about curation, as does the rest of the industry these days. I think of it in two different buckets. There's inventory curation and there's data-driven curation. So as long as I can remember in programmatic, we've done the former, which is carefully selecting domains, websites, apps, any digital property, putting them together for a deal ID for more control and transparency for the buyer. Then that deal ID goes to the DSP. The buyer likely applies third or first party data. They're off to the races. Then there's data-driven curation, which OpenX has done and taking it a step further, which is applying first, second, or third party data to the inventory before it goes to the DSP. This changes everything. And we also enable publishers to activate their first-party data while retaining control over their inventory.
So what are the benefits of doing curation on the supply side?
Good question. There are a lot of benefits to doing curation on the supply side. I would note we sit in a very unique spot being so close to the publisher. We have access and visibility into all the inventory, all the signals, content objects, etc. So we're able to get as close as possible to them. Also, by matching the third and first party data, we're pre-matching, pre-selecting before it goes to the DSP, which means for you, buyer, there's less leakage, so to speak, along the supply chain, greater reach, and better performance ultimately.
Oh, that's interesting. So just maybe you could explain what that means just in practical purposes.
Sure. Let me give you an example. We recently had a luxury auto client who wanted to activate just like this with data-driven curation. And we curated one deal ID with 11 different segments. Auto intenders, conquesting, high-income individuals, et cetera, et cetera. They applied at the DSP of their choice. They were off to the races. And they came back and said their performance was stronger than traditional curation where the data was applied at the DSP. And they had 12% increase of working media dollars.
So does that mean that this client, they had to come to you with their first party data, or is it basically, this is based on other data sets that are out there?
Either or. In this particular case, it was just third party data.
Interesting. Okay. So looking ahead, is there anything that you expect to see, especially in CTV, as far as the way this is being applied there?
I think publishers who work with differentiated curation platforms will see that they get closer to buyers. They will activate their first-party data and as a result see greater revenue accordingly. We have got to continue to build trust and transparency in the ecosystem between buyers and suppliers, which the SSP can help facilitate. And this is kind of bold, but if we do that, if we give transparency into the value of every impression, where it's coming from, what it should be paid for it, et cetera, I think the future looks biddable.
Great. So looking ahead, is there anything that's really top of mind for you that you're really excited about?
I'm excited about exactly that. It's 2000, almost 25, and there are still black boxes out there. And not to be on a soapbox, but I feel I've spent my entire career trying to garner more transparency in the ecosystem. And only when we do that will the future be as bright as it can be, which is biddable. Everything should be biddable and decisioned upon.